And shaboop, we are live. Excellent. Okay, we are back.
Yar.
Hello,
So
everybody
bad.
that is watching. Welcome to the table.
Look at our new cool format.
Look at, yes, more than, before anything, and this is actually going to be a short that we're going to send over to the Forge of Lore crew. First and foremost, from me personally, thank you so much, DM Steve and Emmy from Forge of Lore for helping us make this incredible new setup. The pre-stream, the break, the overall frames right here. Emmy, you're in the chat. Thank you so much for joining.
Emmy!
It looks great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We really, really love it, and we're just gonna bring such a good energy. You can actually see all of us now. I know it's crazy. There's no more 1-pixel lines, and Emmy, we love and appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And DM Steve, thank you guys so much for joining. We really appreciate it. And yes, this is going to be such a chill session. Our foot is finally off of the gas. Oh boy, yes, and more art stuff is to come, and also we finally have PC art from Picrew, which is super cool, that we can debut either now or when we actually get into the session, whatever happens. Glad it worked out, but your face is making it so much better. Oh, I want to thank you so much, Emmy. We really appreciate it.
Shucks.
You're making me blush before I have to DM. Oh.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo. But yes, it is super cool, and Emmy was super helpful. And anybody that's watching this, I don't know if you can somehow get into contact with Emmy. Skills are out of this world. Highly recommend them to help you out with any of your streaming stuff, any of your setup stuff. DM Steve as well with any advice for OBS and tech stuff like that. Really do appreciate it, and they are the best of the best. 100%.
Subscribe to Forge of Lore.
Subscribe to Forge of Lore.
Subscriber.
Speaking about Forge of Lore, in exactly 8 days from when we go live here, I will be DMing for Kate from Rulebook Optional and the Forge of Lore crew in a little mini adventure that's going to take us into the noir city of Golden Steam. It's going to be a murder mystery. It's going to have mechanist giant robot stuff. It's going to have hot rods. It's going to have adventure and action and all this awesome stuff. And so anybody that's watching this, make sure to check out Forge of Lore. I think Forge of Lore, it's going to be so much fun, Emmy. I've done so much work with DM Steve and Emmy about their characters and about the world and like what's going to go into this, and I'm so excited to debut that. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And final thing for announcements before we get into just the dicking around we do for 10 minutes. The last thing is tomorrow, Rulebook Optional will be going live at 9 p.m. with a secret project that nobody here knows anything about but me. So be ready for that. It's going to be a very fun time.
It's just Drew playing D&D by himself.
Yeah, like, and of course, this is not me trying to be an asshole. I've been setting something up. None of these people will be involved, and I'm going to say nothing more about it, but if you're available tomorrow at 9 p.m., link up with the channel and we can see what's up.
Tell us now.
I
Tell us
shan't.
now.
Never. Oh, yeah?
The power over you.
Oh, yeah. But yes, but besides all of that, okay, that's announcements out of the way. How are all of you doing?
I want to play.
Good. Drew, we went over this before we went live.
We did, yes, I know, but I always have to ask because if there's any way we can date the video, we have to date the video.
Spotify Wrapped. What was
Spotify
everyone's?
Wrapped.
Young gravy
Spotify
fucks.
What was everyone's top song? What was everyone's top song?
Oh, I don't remember.
He doesn't know why by the Fleet Foxes.
Nice.
Well, I don't remember my top song, but this is really embarrassing. I've had a year for everybody watching in. 300+ hours listened to of Taylor Swift. Please tell me I'm fucking insane, okay? I'm insane.
You are fucking insane.
In 1 year?
Just
Wait,
this
what?
year.
That's so valid.
Yes.
That's so valid.
It's like 18,600 minutes listened to. What?
18,000 minutes
Yes.
of Taylor Swift?
Yes.
That is my entire yearly listening number. That is 300.
I saw that and I cried because I was like, I'm insane.
Well, it's like you gotta ask, like, because okay, my last year's Spotify, or I think it might have been 2021. I found this cool song that I liked a lot. It was like a cowboy bebop rap. It was a great piece of media. I love like when fans make music for stuff. And I accidentally fell asleep when it was like on silent, and so it was my top song of that year because I played it like 120 times basically in one night.
Oh my God.
300 hours? Did you never exit out of the app?
So I'll tell you my total minutes real quick. Total minutes was 37,184 minutes listening to music, which isn't bad.
Win.
But
You win.
here's the crazy part, though. 300 plus hours I listened to her, but I'm only in the 0.5% of listeners. I saw on Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it now.
Twitter.
That's
It's Twitter.
someone-
It's Twitter.
Twitter.
Thank you. Someone had close to 30,000 minutes, and we're in the like 0.1%. So I'm like, there's crazier people out there than me. That's
Yes,
insane.
there are. There
That's
will always be
insane.
someone crazier
That
than
might be
you.
the Bieber thing of like intentionally listening to it when you're sleeping or whatever to like drum up the numbers.
Maybe, I don't know. But anyways, insane. Everybody else, please
You
go
also
ahead.
do drive a lot, so
I do.
My-
My commutes are like an hour each way, so I put it on. So, anyways,
stronger than I
My
did,
top,
maybe.
my top song is a song that Kate with a K recommended to me last January when we were driving to our big New Year's event. It's a song. It's Pull It Together by the Greeting Committee, and
Yup.
I've played it whenever I get sad, and it makes me happy. And I love you, Kate, so much. And yeah.
Oh,
it
buddy,
was
I hope that
so
doesn't, I
great.
hope that means you weren't sad for a lot of this year. That'd be very upsetting. Oh, no, okay. Oh,
Sadness
no,
is a valid
no,
emotion. Watch Inside Out. Sadness is a valid emotion, Drew. Shut up.
But you don't want to be sad all the time.
Sometimes you don't
it's
have control
mostly
over
just-
that.
That is true. That is
It's
true.
mostly just when the sunlight is taken away from me. That's when I start to
When
get
they're
sad.
saving the daylight, they're not saving my emotional well-being.
What are
Exactly.
we saving it for?
What are we
Corn.
saving? What'd you say?
Corn.
Actually,
Okay.
fun fact: the guy that invented daylight savings did it so that he it was back in like the 1890s or whatever. He did it so that he could catch more bugs. That is the reason
Valid.
that he made daylight
That's okay.
savings.
That's so valid.
Is it?
Corn and
though?
bugs.
How
it
do I
became a thing
immediately
in,
know
like, the
that man was
20s.
neurodivergent?
Well, so it was implemented in Europe first before moving to the U.S.
there we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
My
know
top.
immediately-
Oh, sorry.
No, I
Oh,
know
okay,
immediately
Kate.
that man was neurodivergent.
Without a doubt in my mind.
Who? Oh, the one catching bugs.
Yeah.
My top song was "Mary" by the Happy Fits.
Whoa.
Good.
Let's go.
Drew, what was yours?
My top song was "Freebird" by Leonard Skinner. Just like and you'd be surprised to know that in 2022, my most listened to song was "Freebird" by Leonard Skinner. It did not change.
I love diversity.
You also have a different version of Freebird as your number
Yeah, what was your top 4
4
song,
on
Drew?
your-
What was your top 4?
Thank you, Emmy. Well, my number 4 song was "Freebird," but a remix of "Freebird." So.
Needless to say, we were all shocked.
I said this before stream as well. I plan out fight scenes to music, and Freebird goes with every fight scene. You just can't. You gotta put it through the Freebird test to see if it's gonna be cool enough to actually debut. Exactly.
That's
Yes,
so
it does.
funny.
And speaking about things that fuck, this session is going to fuck. Are we all ready to?
yeah.
We all ready to hop in? We want to play some D&D, or is there anything else you guys want to cover beforehand?
Let's go.
Let's
Want to
go.
rock it? Want to rock it? Want to rock it? Want to rock
Okay,
it?
I'm wretched.
Yeah.
I'm wretched. I'm a wretched
You're a
little
wretched
boy.
little boy.
Wretched
Okay,
little
excellent.
boy. Poor little struggling little meow meow.
Then how about a deep? Okay, well, first of all, do we want to play some D&D?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
and
yes,
yes.
yes,
Then how
yes,
about a
yes,
deep and
yes.
cleansing breath before we hop right into it? Sound good?
Yes.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes,
then
yes,
everybody,
yes.
please join me. And everything after the breath is canon, and it's going to be excellent,
Nice.
wonderful.
Who was
Mwah!
that?
Like
Low.
That was Moss. Yeah.
It was lovely.
it's such a little like, such a
Little rumble.
jealous
A
little,
little
thing.
ambiance.
Okay, yeah, the storm of the fury is off. Okay,
Distant thunder.
so.
Oh, speaking. Oh, sorry.
no,
go
what's up?
We were just gonna ask, eventually, if you could show us where the Fury is on the map and how it's traveling currently, or do we not know?
You guys would be able to figure that out, but we can hop into that a little bit later after I get everything described. Sound good?
Perfect. Just
Yeah.
sorry.
Okay. No, you're.
Checklist.
Hey, it is good.
Checklist.
I'm glad
Checklist.
that you're literally hopping directly to it. Okay, so no dilling or dallying. So. Also, by the way, if anybody wants to change it off of ship noises, I can change that over. Just let me know. We're gonna go with ship ambiance for a little bit. It's a new It's a new frame. It's a new arc. I drink cream soda now, and we listen to ship music. So,
you don't like cream soda.
103.9 Shanty Pirate Station.
I got distracted by how pretty everybody looks. Is the Fury close to us?
Oh, we're
We're gonna get into that later. We're gonna get into that later.
Okay.
Then we'll figure it out.
And everything after all of those conversations is canon. Excellent. So, real quick summary. Guys, you did it. You paid off Phoebe Goldtooth Squaw. You obtained the loot of Thulthod Eter the First. You made countless allies and enemies. And you were able to escape from the Arbor by the skin of your teeth. You are currently sailing southeast away from the Bracelet and the Palms Bay. Your fleet is comprised of Rahi Liha and the Cat 5, the Duke LaCroix and the Cornucopia, and Otto, Dura, Doug, and Cade aboard the Old Guard. As you continue sailing to lose your pursuers, with the head start you got from successfully dropping the bracelet chain, we can begin. All right, so I'm going to do a little bit of a description and then turn the floor over to you guys. It's going to be a very role-play-centered session with a lot of planning going forward. Rip, yes. By
Who
the
did
way,
that? I don't know.
they are down one cleric.
Who did that?
What
Yes.
cleric?
He did know Revivify, and now he is dead. So, might have been useful to have. But
He's not dead.
still...
He's just-
He's swimming.
Yeah.
well, I
He
won't...
was right by the port.
Yeah, I know, but Phoebe's people probably descended on him like the plague. Well, I won't back down. All right. It still being the same night of the Full Moon Festival, we're going to cut forward by just a few hours as you guys kept feverishly sailing southeast as fast as you could. And just as the bracelet became a small blip on the northern horizon, you're all able to look east and watch as beautiful golden rays of sun begin to emerge and shine on all of you. It's painting the sky a glorious blue and the clouds a beautiful orange. You're all energized by this sunlight that you see after a night that has felt like a year. And you can all take your long rest if you have not already. The constant chaos and the chatter of the Arbor is replaced by the sound of whipping wind in your billowing sails and the crashing of waves upon the ramshackle's hull. Instead of gunpowder and rum and animals and shit, you smell salt and fish and fresh air. Sweet and glorious fresh air. And instead of being constantly cramped by hundreds of thousands of people, you're able to look out on all sides, and the only people you see are your friends and your allies sailing alongside you. And it feels like you're able to breathe deeply for the first time in months. And could I just get a quick perception check from everybody here?
Ah. Oh, it was almost a natural 20, but now it's a 2.
It's a 2.
Wait, hang on.
It's okay, Moss.
It's
You'll roll
an
another,
8.
and then another, and then another.
I fired. And
Now
I got
missed.
it. I fired. And a nat 20.
What'd
I
you get?
got it.
8.
8,
21.
21,
11.
11, and 7.
7-11.
Cowrie, as you are, after, like, you realize, okay, everybody else here is exhausted. Cowrie, I'd say you more than anybody else have had the most experience with hot exits from before this game began. And so you're able to probably, like, loot in hand, not the nuke, just the Dame Slayer, kind of strumming it, like walking the main deck of the ship, just kind of like killing time, like relaxing. You're able to look out as the sun is rising, and you're able to notice that to the east, like almost like into the sun, you're able to see a small rounded like sand and rock island with like a few palm trees shooting out of it if you wanted to I guess just dock there and catch up, but if you wanted to do it on the ships you also may do that. But you got a 21, correct?
Yes.
Like the tiniest blip in the sun itself, you're able to see a ship. It's a small ship, roughly the same size as the Ramshackle, and it's approaching you all very quickly. You got a 21, so it's above a 20. It's a ship, like you look. Do you have anything to like magnify your vision, or would you just want to like eyeball it?
Oh, there's we have one. That's it was one of AJ's things. There's like a spyglass.
Oh,
Yes. He has a spyglass, like a mounted one, almost like a telescope, basically mounted on the crow's nest. If you want to take a closer look.
Yeah, I will climb on up, take a closer look.
Not a problem at all. As you're able to get up there, you are able to kind of like squint and peer into the rising sun, and just as your eyes begin to burn, you're able to make out the rough look of the ship itself. Yar! It's unlike any ship you've ever seen, Cowrie, and you've seen quite a bit of them. It has navy blue wooden planks and a metal lining around the edges of it of a pearl coloring. The figurehead facing towards the ramshackle as it's sailing towards you, it's an armored figure. You're unable to see what kind of race or species it might be, but you do know that it has a trident in one hand pointed towards you all and a skull in the other. The ship only has one central mast, but it seems that like the wind isn't helping it move that much. As you peer the spyglass down towards the sea, kind of to like avert your gaze from being blinded by the sun, and you're able to notice two small whirlpools at the front of the ship, spinning almost like Hot Wheels propellers. Essentially, like the ship is being moved by the sea itself and not the wind. Make sense?
Yes.
And but as you kind of like pull away and you clock that, I'm gonna say all of you, no check necessary, are able to look around and see your friends and your allies and your fleet and nothing else but the open sea full of potential. And now, after that description, just know that you can speak to any allies that you want to. Ship hopping is allowed, yada yada yada. But there are a few things to keep in mind as you're going forward. Where are you going? You have a treasure map, you have a few leads, and a whole world to explore. The floor is now yours. What do you all do?
I do want to climb on down, and while ever we chat, I am keeping half an eye on it, and I just want to let everyone know and describe ship over there coming towards us quite quick, and describe the physical characteristics. And with it moving towards us, could I make some kind of check of like, is there any way to know if it's like gearing up to do some sort of maneuver? Can I assess the vibes on this ship's approach?
Yeah, give me a quick... Okay, Cowrie, give me a quick strategy check, which is going to be intelligence plus proficiency.
So good. So
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be such a high
It's
number.
going to be 6?
6.
Okay.
I had to do some subtraction.
Well, it's a ship, and it's coming towards you. Sometimes...
I tell everyone that much.
Yeah.
Did you see what it looked like?
Yes, I did. It was very pretty. Navy got some like metal pearlescent, got a thing on the front, trident, skull. It's kind of. It was weird. It wasn't so much the wind moving it as it was the water. If that makes sense.
Could I do an arcana? Could we all take another perception look now?
You all...
Can we like go to the edge of the boat and just take
Do you want
nice...
to do perception or
Pointing.
arcana?
Do you see
I would like to do arcana, but I didn't know if you want me to do a perception roll first.
If you want to do perception, if you want to like Scooby-Doo run up to the far side of the boat and just like peer over and just try to look at it, you can do that.
I would like to do arcana if you
May
let
I also
us.
do arcana?
Yes, you may. Yes.
Can I do a nature check?
Yes, you may.
Oh.
10.
10. 3.
It's a ship.
8.
8. you all look out, and Cowrie was right. There's a ship.
It's a ship. It's coming towards us.
You're so right. Oh my gosh.
That's it.
That's how.
And
that's
Olive, I'm gonna say that like with those, like Olive and her with those rolls, you feel the wind, and Olive, you see the sea, and that's about it. There's not much else you can grab from that.
Our base is
That's a
covered.
boat.
It's
Boat,
moving.
ship, sea.
It's moving, right? Towards
We
us.
see it.
Moving
We're
towards you,
good.
yes.
All right. I think we should be fine.
Yeah.
There are
far
many boats.
away.
There are many boats on the water.
Yeah, it's far away, right?
I mean, we've got like so many other boats around us right now that
Are we-
it should be okay.
Are we
That's not
expecting
behind us.
anyone? Are we expecting anyone?
Not that I know of.
Is everybody that we thought would be here coming?
Give me a history.
What
All
about
of you give me a history
Delilah?
check.
Yeah.
You guys are like the only people I know, so
That's a
Fair
9
enough.
history.
Hot rolls.
17!
Let's go!
Her, do you want to give me a history check?
Oh, do you want us all to
Yes,
roll?
yes,
I
yes,
didn't
yes.
know.
Please.
I didn't know. I
Please.
didn't know. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
We're killing it.
What is happening? Arc 2,
We're so
guys.
tired.
Let's
We've
go.
been
so tired. You said it was a chill
the whole
session.
night.
We had too much of a long rest.
You had two
Hours.
slept.
It's like
We've
when you
slept like
sleep in
3
so long, you
days.
wake up and you're still tired.
Oh, yes.
Well, I mean, Carrie, what did you roll? What was the
17.
check?
Got 17.
But what was the check that I had you roll again? Oh,
History.
Like, I feel like
herstory, excuse
herstory.
you.
You mean
exactly.
herstory?
You mean the Herber? Okay, excellent. So, Cowrie, I feel like you would have, because I'm really going through a lot of hoops to make this work. You like meeting people.
That's true.
And there was and because Olive told all of you about her dream with Doug. And there was a few colorful characters that were sailing in with Doug, Dura, Cade, and Otto that did not arrive for the Battle of the Bards. And you would have to think, because again, you're not entirely sure if these people are going to want to kill you or not. I mean, it'd be kind of weird to have word travel that fast, to have a boat that's not even coming from the Arbor want to kill you. But it's like, this very much could be those, the people that Otto and Cade and Dura and Doug were referring to.
Okay. Thinking of that, is Otto and everyone's ship, are they within like 120 feet ish?
Yeah.
I'm going to look over to the ship, send a little message to Otto, say,
Of course.
hey, that ship in the distance, do you
Arr.
recognize it? What do we think? They friendly? They baddie?
Yar. Yes. And Otto at the helm of the old guard just straight up is doing lines of dragon's dust to stay awake. This man has not slept in a very long time, and he's not going to begin tonight. Doug and Dura and Kate have all retired to go to bed as he has just stayed the course. His crew kind of like moving among the ringings as he goes, yar, yar, yar. Cowrie, you wish to know about that ship, correct?
Yes, indeed.
But of course, now it's gonna be a secret between you and I, a pirate's pact of secrecy. But that be the Riptide, the ship of the chain breakers. And now I do believe that you and the crew of the Ramshackle are to learn quite a thing or two in the coming hours. And I want to extend this courtesy to you and to your crew, that if you ever speak of it, I'll slit you like a fish!
Why?
Sounds good. Thanks very much. Won't tell anyone. So. So do not say it to Otto, I think. And I didn't tell you. This is a secret. And I didn't tell you it because it's a secret.
Oh, so
it's-
sorry. He meant that you're going to be learning things very soon. You can tell people that, what you just heard. I'm sorry if that wasn't clear. Although, admittedly, it is from Otto, so everything's a bit unclear.
I'm so confused.
The ship is called the Riptide, and it belongs to these people, the Chain Breakers. Sounds familiar. I don't totally.
Would I know the
You would just
Chainbreakers?
inherently know about it, Mud, yes.
Would I know about them?
Give me a history check with disadvantage, Olive.
Mm.
Aww.
Aww.
Said we'd be learning.
7.
A 7. Olive, again, you've heard these stories kind of passed around taverns and things like that. again, just like whispers here. They're almost like legend. But to you, I think it makes sense. Your family has done its best to hide that corner of history from you. Make sense? Okay.
I've only heard stories. They're real?
Are the chain breakers the people who would free slaves? Yeah, they're like a legend that they're sort of a legend, sort of not, but they're this legend that you talk about when you were in unfun places, and it'd be like a hey, don't let the crushing reality of where you're at get to you, 'cause someday a magical ship's gonna arrive on the horizon and kill all the people who are terrible. Never happened, so it's okay. Yeah.
I see.
Sorry. That wasn't a good explanation. I should do better.
No, it's helpful.
No,
Because then
yeah.
then we know they're probably not hostile.
Yeah. It's a legend I've heard, right?
Yes,
do
it was.
I know that they're real.
It was. If you want to believe they're real, that's if you like to have always believed they are real, that is okay. But it was a legend that was kept very much by the slavers out of the mind of the slaves as much as possible, because that kind of hope.
We talked about it a lot, but I didn't think they were real. So, okay.
Well,
Guess they're real.
It seems their ship is sailing towards us, not imminently, though, so we have time to make any preparations, any discussions that need to be made.
Yes. Where? Checklist.
Where?
Step to do.
Yeah. Where do we want to go?
We want to act. I can't say that. Mud wouldn't know. Damn it.
Well,
Joined late.
the godly weapons or something to look for.
Yes, supposedly, according to Mr. Fedorov's map, there may be a item located on the grip isle.
That might be a good starting place. And you're from there, right? So
Yes, that is my hometown, yes.
How do you feel about that? You look less than enthused.
It's... well, I know a place where we can get our ship fixed, so that would be a good start. And we definitely have a head start on my parents, so hopefully they won't be there when we arrive.
oh. Right.
If they are, it's fine. It will not... I would not intend for it to be a long visit. We have much to do. It'll be a business trip.
And Maury Rack mentioned it too. That
Yes.
there's some rocks, so
And Joe Jabber did too, I
Oh,
think.
yeah. I didn't.
Yeah.
He had some sort of prophecy or saw something there, so it's worth investigating.
Agreed. We should go.
I agree.
All right. Well, should we all go, the entire fleet, or should we?
I look at the old guard. I'm like, Otto's ship should not accompany us to the Grip Isle. There's a lot of complex things that I don't fully understand, but they will kill him on sight if he steps foot onto the Grip Isle.
Fuck.
Agreed. Yeah, let's not send
Happens
him
to all
there.
the best pirates.
Captain! I call over to call to Otto.
Yarr! We're very far away from each other.
I cast message and hold it up to Olive.
Okay.
It doesn't work like that, but I don't care.
That's fine. That's okay.
It doesn't matter.
It's roleplay.
Captain Wavebreak, we are sailing for the Grip Isle. I know you do not want to go there.
They'd kill me.
I know. I know. So, do you have a course set, or?
Being completely honest, my plan was to sail the high seas and kill slavers with me daughter and me gay sons before returning to Horcry to run the navy that I'm in charge of.
Fantastic. Then, do you think you would be able to scout the Tangleroot area?
Scouting the Tangleroot area, you say?
Yes, we it's on our journey, but much farther in the distance. So we'd like to know what we're getting involved with.
Well, we'd be happy to do that, yes.
Thank you. We very much appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, but also, there's no need for us to set sail now. That would be about a week and a half, 2 weeks journey. And so if there's anything else you wanted to talk about before then, we're gonna have we are in the middle of the sea. There is not much else to do but chores and speak and drink.
This is true. Yes, I'm sure members of our crew would like to speak to you and yours, and I'm sure you and yours would like to speak to us.
You see Doug, like, on the captain's deck go, "Hey, guys." And just wave. So far away.
Excellent. So we'll be talking to you shortly.
Yar! And
Yar!
Yes, excellent, yeah! And like, yeah, the message cuts out and then it goes into, yes, excellent, yes, Ollie!
I love that man.
Are you our captain, Olive?
No. I hold on. I can't.
Olive immediately tries to hide like Woody, like an ostrich.
No, this is oh, Mud, this is your first time on our ship. No,
Yeah.
we don't have a set captain. It's more of a democracy where, everyone's sort of a leader here.
What's a democracy?
Come on, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was enslaved since I was 10. Oh,
excuse me.
To learn about other governments.
I'm sorry. It's kind of like the Arbor. The Arbor is a sort of democracy where everyone has their own. Where the head roles are sort of a democracy.
We digress into a 45-minute conversation about
yes,
this.
this goes on for about an hour.
I'm gonna make an intelligence check to see if Mud takes any of it in. It's a 10.
3 hours later.
Actually, yeah, everybody give a quick intelligence check to see how well you can explain the complexities of governments, you illiterate pirates.
I rolled a 10.
7. It's a democracy captaincy.
14. Wait.
What's the roll?
Intelligence.
13.
12.
13, 12. So, okay, yeah, it's a democracy, exactly, yes.
It's as if we were one captain in a trench coat. We all sit on each other's shoulders and put on a big coat.
See, like,
Person on top wears a hat, and we have to
little trickle of
agree to
blood
move in
come
any
out of
direction.
Mud's ear. The little trickle of blood comes out of Mud's ear.
That doesn't look good.
Ooh.
It's not something you need to know. There are more pressing discussions to have other than what
Okay.
democracy is. But there's no set captain. We are all our own captains.
Okay. Cool. I'm just sure.
We're just like a big team. We all work together and
Exactly.
make decisions together.
We're a crew. We're a team.
Crew.
Crew.
Yes, crew.
Democracy.
Democracy!
That's what it is.
No, not the AI. Zoom AI.
Okay. And there's also sorry.
I was just gonna say I thought it was really funny that it's like Cowrie who can't read, her who lost her memory, and Olive being like, yes, a democracy,
Yes,
right?
oh, yeah,
Yeah, we heard of these.
Mud, who barely knows how to read and write.
It's also funny because the Arbor is not a democracy in any sense of the word.
I guess so. We're the head rolls of our ship.
We know.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Precisely.
And then
Okay,
like,
but
and then like,
Who's
Him.
the captain? Because the head rolls had a captain. His name was Captain Iggy Centaurus.
It doesn't matter. There is no government on a ship.
My brain hurts.
Who else do we need to talk to while we are traveling?
Well, I would like to eventually talk with Rahi and the Duke to see what they want to do, because we got to figure out. We probably all shouldn't go to the grip pile, right? Like we should split up.
I need to talk to you, her, at a certain point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. It's been we didn't even tell you all. We were in tunnels in the Arbor. Tunnels, falling apart tunnels, and it was not fun. It was not fun.
Yeah.
I
was not
didn't
good.
want to
Rahi
ask you.
did-
You two seemed like you
Yeah.
had a rough go of it.
I blacked out once we got out of the tunnels, and then I woke up on the boat. So, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, they did a really good job. They did a really good job. So,
Yeah.
we met this weird little termite dude.
He was great.
Oh, and apparently the things on her wrist was just Phoebe's hair.
Yeah, it was just hair. It wasn't gonna kill us. We didn't have to pay
Yeah.
Phoebe.
Well, no, you did have to pay her.
Yeah,
It's just
well,
the
actually,
threat
it was a good thing that we
fake.
did.
We could
It
have
was a good thing that we
escaped.
did.
Yeah. I mean, she did
Because
end
she
up
would've-
helping us.
She would have beaten our ass once we got out of the tunnels.
But now we
yeah,
owe-
We met Phoebe.
But now we owe her money
right.
because she helped us.
No, it's a favor. No.
Oh. But she
No.
said we might have a favor. I don't know.
Yeah, but you know what? It's fine.
But she doesn't. She doesn't want to kill us.
Right.
No.
Good. That's good. Then we'll get her on the next one, whatever that is.
Get her. One way or another.
Get her. Like,
Okay.
get her or like.
No.
get her?
Like
Haven't decided.
help. I think she's better to
Okay.
us an ally than an enemy.
That's
Agreed.
probably true.
We can give you two some space if you would like to talk, or if you would like to speak to Rahi and the Duke.
We can talk,
Yeah,
Mud.
can I? Yeah, I wanted to
Go ahead.
talk to you about some stuff. God, it's hot.
We gotta
back it up.
be.
I'll use somehow use my sorcery to pull some water on board so you can like dip the cold
You
water.
just douse mud in a bunch of cold
No,
seawater.
Just like dunks
like a little
his
puddle.
head into it. He dunks his head into it. What was that? Looks like a drowned rat. Oh, do we want to do PC Picrews?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Not mine yet, but you go ahead.
Not yours yet. Okay, no problem. Well, actually,
We'll
let's
do
save
Mud.
that until after the break then, just to have it flow a little better. But
Yes.
I will say, so Mud and her are breaking off to have a little conversation
Yes.
there. Cowrie and Olive having this kind of free time on the ship. Anybody that you guys want to talk to?
Each other.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to Olive at some point.
Yeah,
Ooh.
we'll talk to each other.
Excellent. You
Ooh.
guys can.
looking
Ooh.
respectfully.
As the group of four splits off into two pairs, we're going to go to Mud and her first as you guys are wandering the deck of the Ramshackle.
I just wanted to say, we haven't talked a lot, mostly because I'm bad at it, and you've been like really busy not dying in the Arbor. So, I just wanted to talk to you about the magic. So the lightning magic inside of you, I think. You and Rahi have the same kind, but I think it's I got a really good look at the Fury from the coast of the Mop when I was running away from Tangleroot. And it's not just a storm, it's like anger, it's rage somehow coalesced into this violent natural phenomenon. If there's anything I know about, it's about violent natural phenomenon. So, I've just been thinking, like, Rahi's talked about, like, she's always angry. I don't know if she necessarily has any control over it. And when you do your lightning magic, you like black out, and like you don't have control over it either. And damn it. But it's. I wonder if it has like a connection to the Fury. And you guys talked about. I literally like have spoken like 2 words to the dude, but him,
yeah.
That guy talked about him getting possessed, and I wonder if it's
all related.
I wonder if it's all related. You know, like the Fury it's more than, it's not just a storm. It's a thing. It's like a sentient thing, I feel. And you know, you talked about that dice guy, and maybe he's in the middle of it. Who knows? But
I was actually going to talk to Rahi, because when you ate the crumbs and you went into a fear state, me and Rahi also shared a fear state together. And then part of it...
That's not fun.
Well, she didn't want to kill me afterwards, so, like, it kind of helped things a little bit. Yeah, we don't have to get into it. It's over now.
We don't have time. A trickle of blood from the other ear comes in. I'm thinking too hard. You go.
But in the first fear or, like, fake memory or memory I had, we were going into a tavern, and it was me, but it wasn't me. It was Charlotte, which I really...
Yeah, different person.
Yeah.
With your face.
Yeah, it was my face. There were these wraiths. Am I pronouncing them correctly?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wraiths, and it was the same one that possessed him.
Oh. Can I make a nature check? Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yes, yes, you may.
Can I go with advantage because I've watched the Fury a whole lot?
And I'll like explain into more detail, like when we put him in the water, it zapped the thing out of him pretty much.
Yes,
kind
I will say
Rahi,
he goes into
kind of like how Rahi does with the water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Advantage, yes.
Fuck.
Flip the coin. Flip the coin.
I'm gonna flip my coin. Flip my coin.
And as you're re-rolling, just tell me, what exactly are you doing this check for?
I'm doing it because Mud's nature is his basis, his foundation for druidry was based in the Pines Labyrinth of Warcry.
Yes.
That's where he grew up. And he grew up amongst other tribes. It was a forest, but also a coastal forest. And he grew up alongside tribes that were lightning based, and he's trying to combine his knowledge of that with his knowledge of the Fury.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Understanding
Absolutely.
about violent natural phenomenons.
Yes.
Violent natural phenomenon.
Yes. Not a natural 20, but an 18 for a 21.
Yes.
With a 21, because of
It's
that...
on the dice you gave us, Kate.
Let's go. Because of that logic of pulling from his roots of, like, you know, where he came from as a child, and like kind of delving into those deep memories before he was Mud, you're able to remember, ironically enough, as you would travel through the Pines Labyrinth, again, you would come across these tribes that worship either lightning gods or they were lightning warriors. And one always stood out to you more than anything else. And it's like a flash, you know, because, you know, memories being scattered, all that kind of stuff. But you remember that you, in a very abstract way, have interacted with a tribe of Leonin, who were all dedicated warriors to the god of Talos. And upon the questioning, and of course you were a child, and so your main interaction with the people that were there is probably not the clearest, but the explanation that you received from whatever guardians you had was that they are native to the Pines Labyrinth as well. However, instead of being protected by the Pines Labyrinth, as people often are by the trees and the beings within, rather, they acted as a punishment. So those that had malicious intent, the forest would send them towards aggressive forces as a way of eliminating threats to nature's pillars or the forest itself. And you, with a 21, you would get the sense, oh, the Fury acts like that in a similar way. Not in reverse, but instead of the storm, the protective storm being within the Pines Labyrinth, imagine if the protective storm was surrounding it. And you would get the sense that the incredible hurricane storm that the Fury is, it's possible that might be something protective. Make sense?
Do you think there's a weapon, a magical weapon inside the middle of the Fury?
I mean, anything's possible. That map was old, but I don't know, I don't even know if I'm supposed to hold it. Is Rahi supposed to hold it? Was Yorda? There's so many of us. I don't know. We could all try injections, but the thing is we could die.
If it's protective, ooh.
We've known all along.
I worry about you and Rahi. I worry about. I don't like it when things try to control outside of a person, try to control them. It's kind of my whole fucking origin story, I guess.
Well, I mean, if to be honest, we're gonna say that you told me about the protective storm of that tribe, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I've told you this whole thing.
Well, I know Yorda comes from a lightning tribe. And when we were on top of the dam, the thing sucked in Rahi and me. Kind of like this protective storm you're talking about. And we couldn't get out of it.
I thought... Did I ever know Yorda's last name? Does Yorda have a last name?
Yes, but he never shared it.
Okay. Can I try and think of the tribe more in detail, if I can think of any more details about it? Like, now that I know Yorda, like, what their last name would be, like, you know...
Give me history with disadvantage. Those are some pretty fine details. Because, again, this is coming from a section of your mind that was largely affected by the experiences of it afterwards, if that makes any sense.
I rolled a 19 and a 7.
A 7?
So that's a 10.
Well,
it's a 10.
Could more information be gained about that in the future? Absolutely. Right now, it's like the slight flow of memories from before you were captured are rapidly overtaken by the drive to kill Slashclaw and go there and burn the plantations and free the druids and all of that.
Listen, we don't need to talk about it now. We don't have enough information. I don't know if it's safe for any of us. I don't want to risk the livelihoods of any of you. And I did want to talk to you, but not on theories and stuff like this, which I'm very grateful for that you...
Sorry.
No,
I didn't...
I just wanted to say thank you for what you did back in the tunnels. For both Rahi and I. I know it was tough for all of us, but I kind of like lost it there for like a bit.
Oh, that's... It's so normal to lose it.
You really just like, I don't know, knew what you were doing? Kind of.
You mean a lot to me. I don't know how to say it in a way that conveys. I don't have the right words for it.
Friends? Besties? Bestest of the bestest friends that care about one another in the bestest of ways.
I think you see Mud smile a little bit for the first time, and it's not a wince, you know? He's always kind of smiled with this, like... And for the first time you see, like, this, like... small little smile appear on his face.
And you know, I don't know what you did back there. Like, you just, I know afterwards after we met Phoebe, you kind of went through it all, but
yeah,
through the deepest parts, you helped me get out of there. I would have been trapped. I couldn't do anything.
I would have never left you there. Never.
Well,
If I had to hold it up while you crawled out, I would have.
and I don't know. I feel so bad because when we first met you, I wasn't the nicest, and I drenched you in water because you smelled, but you don't smell that bad. You smell.
I do.
You smell better than, I would say you smell better than 80% of the pirate population at the Arbor, so
I mean,
that's pretty
I just
good.
Mostly smell like dirt. You
Yeah.
know? That's why they called me Mud.
Do you want to be
sorry.
called Mud? Do you want
I can't remember if I had a name before it. I'm sure I did. Because the Mud is the name that they gave me when I arrived in Tangleroot. And I don't remember who I was before that.
Okay.
Anyways, this is not about me.
You can always change your name if you want, and I know you're best friends with Rahi, and I love that for you so much.
I wanted to ask you about that. I want to make sure that was cool with you.
Oh, you're good.
Oh,
I don't.
Okay.
I gotta talk to her. I don't know. When she just started in the tunnels talking about Charlotte, it just makes me feel terrible.
Yeah.
We went through this whole
No.
freaking journey to try and figure out who I was, but I've realized that I don't care. I think, like, I care, but I'm not her. I'm not her anymore. Like, you know? But my
Sorry.
name's her, so, you know, oh my goodness, whatever.
I want to say I only know you as you right now, and I like you. I think I think maybe sometimes Rahi sees you with like a mirage of what you once were in front of her, and maybe with time she can see past that. But I just want to say the way you are, at least the way I see you now, is you're really solid. You know, you're fully formed. You're three-dimensional. You're a person.
I just like
You're
give
not
you
just-
the biggest hug while you're like mid conversation. You're not in pain anymore. Are you wincing at the pain?
No, yeah, it's very surprising when people touch me. It's fine.
Oh,
No,
right.
it's
I
all
forgot.
okay.
I look back up.
Well, and with the
No.
biggest, deepest hug. Oh, what's up?
One last thing.
Yes.
Mud was just like,
We
"It's
don't
okay,
have-
You
One last thing.
could give me a hug. I'm not used to it, so.
We don't have to do it now. But, and I give you like a dagger that I found on the ship. Maybe I have it. I don't know.
A
want
dagger
you-
for rhyme?
I just want you. Could you just like help cut my hair? I'm over this.
Oh,
I don't know. You ever like want to transform into a new person? Just cut all your hair off?
yeah.
Just do that.
Okay. You look at Mud's hair and it's grown out since you first met him. And it is so fucking uneven. It's like parts of it are like cut. Like there's a 3-inch difference on the sides from like. 'cause he's
Okay, I just
fully-
like just like right here and then
You want
like
me to do it
here.
now?
Yeah, you know what? Just do it right now.
Okay.
And as Mud, as you begin to give her a haircut on the, I don't know what you're rolling, but okay.
17, bitch.
Even with the
doing
rocking
sleight
of the
of
ship
hand.
and wind pounding into
18.
both of you.
Whoa! I get to control a sphere around me of all the weather, so I stop all the wind.
Yes, you do. You make it ideal salon conditions.
Make it like a
Excellent.
blow dryer.
18 sleight of hand.
Hey, give-
It's wow, it's a lot easier to make it even when it's not me.
and with that, we're going to cut away from the two of you, and we're going to cut over to Olive and Cowrie still on the top deck of the ship, with her and Mud now somewhere off near the main mast. Mud just sawing at her hair.
Sitting cross-legged, like Mud behind her, just cutting her hair.
Yep. The floor is yours.
To be the prettiest girl at the party!
Okay, the floor is yours.
Hi.
Hi. I want to say thank you for everything you did to help get us out of the city, and just for being there when I was kind of blowing everything up. And I'm sorry that I almost blew you all up. Didn't mean to.
You don't have to apologize for that. You didn't mean to.
Yeah.
You really... I know it wasn't your intention, it was a new thing, but you really looked spectacular.
Thanks. It was... I don't know how to feel about it. Because it was... It was awesome. It was... I kind of loved it. And that's kind of the worst part. But I don't know.
I understand where you're coming from with that. It's not wrong to love it.
Yeah.
I'm starting to love my magic. And even though it still does strange things, like I was a plant for a hot second.
Oh, this is so weird. We didn't even talk about that.
That was very weird. I don't know how to feel about it, because it was just a thing that happened, and I'm glad it stopped, because I wouldn't have been able to help as much. But did you feel good in that moment?
Yeah. Yeah.
Then that's what matters.
I just hope that I don't. I don't know. I'm still trying to get my head on straight about it, I guess. It's all... But we'll see if I can maybe get a better handle on it, like you have.
Well, that took me a lot of time, and you know, you're learning a new instrument. That certainly takes time.
I like that way of looking at it. And I did have a question for you.
Of course.
Well, kind of a question, kind of a... You let Yorda and Skylar go. I trust you, and I trust your judgment. But he kind of almost killed Rahi. And I know that we were friends, and I want to do everything I can to see the best of my crew, but I don't know, I was just wondering what you were thinking.
I didn't do it for no reason. I didn't do it because I have ill intent towards Rahi or any of us. And maybe this is silly, this is naive of me, but before we went to Emmon's Tower, and I got into another fight with my parents. He said something to me in passing about... We had a sort of understanding about how families can be difficult, and I never had a chance to follow up on that, but... I said it before we went to the dam, and while I was proven wrong, I don't think the things he's doing, I don't think they're of his own volition. I don't know if he's being possessed by some force, or if his family is controlling him to do these things. But I didn't want him to face Netlox's judgment, and I didn't trust Mud's judgment at the time.
I trust you. And I hope that you're right, that they are being controlled by something else, because I don't know what I'd do if that was something that Yorda did because he wanted to. But I'm glad that you did, because I trust your gut and I trust your judgment, and I trust you.
Thank you. Please don't tell her and Mud what I for now. Part of me was hoping none of you would ask me about it, which is foolish and bad, but I just don't know if they would understand.
Well, it's when you put it like that, it's the same as if they had managed to catch me before we escaped. Because I didn't mean to do that. But that doesn't mean that I didn't hurt a lot of people. I will. If I won't bring it up myself, if they ask me about it directly, I won't lie to them.
Of course, I wouldn't ask you to lie for me. That wouldn't be fair.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are you really feeling okay about the grip aisle? I just want to... Is there anything that I can do that is... I don't know.
I appreciate it. It's fine. I haven't been home in a while, so on some level it would be nice to go home. There's just a lot of history there that I haven't exactly tapped into in a while.
Is that where you got jabbed?
It's not just about getting jabbed. It's where a lot of things happened before and where a lot of things happened after. As long as I keep our mission in the forefront, that will help the most. As long as I can focus on what we're there for, I think that will help me the most.
Okay, then that's what we'll do. We'll focus on the mission, in and out, get a godly weapon of some sort, and keep on keeping on.
Thank you.
And if you want me to stand very intimidatingly over any shitty family members, I'll do it. I'll hold all my weapons, all my loots, and I will tower over them. It'll be great.
You will be quite the sight to see. If any family is there, it will help to have Coral with us. So I appreciate it, but hopefully it won't be necessary.
Okay. You say the word.
I know.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go stare at this loot, see if it unlocks the universe or something.
Do you want me to help with that?
I think I might need to do it on my own. But thank you.
Of course.
All right.
If you need anything, let me know. If I'm not on the ship, I'm in the water.
Same to you. I will try very hard not to blow us all up again.
And if you do, we'll handle it.
Okay. Okay. Good talk.
Yes.
An excellent talk. Now, just to keep it in the forefront of everyone's minds, the ship that you all noticed off of the bow of the ship, it's about halfway in between its distance before and its distance to you. It is still rapidly approaching. Keeping that in mind, is there any NPC conversations you would all like to have? Excellent. Just going down the list, we'll start with Olive this time and then wrap around to Mud. Olive, any NPC you'd like to talk to?
I'll try with Coral.
Coral? Okay. Cowrie,
Yeah.
who do you want to talk to?
I want to make use of one of my sending scrolls. Send a little message to Barnum.
Yes, I had that thought today and I forgot to tap that. Yes,
I should have mentioned it in advance, and I absolutely meant to, and totally forgot.
I
So I'm sorry
forgot
about
you
that.
had
Smart.
those. Okay, excellent.
I can always hold that off if that is better.
No, we can. If you want to do that, we definitely can. I will make something up on the fly. I almost called you Gab. Who's Gab? Her. Anybody you want to talk to? I think I know.
Rahi individually, but then Rahi and the Duke really quickly just to discuss plans going forward with them.
Both of them? Got it, no problem. And then Mud, who you want to talk to?
Is okay if I would like to talk to Rahi. Doug.
Okay, understandable. We will run down that list then before we take a quick break. That okay?
Okay.
Or do you want to take a quick break beforehand to give me time to whip something up for and then come
We're
back
gonna have to
to
do
it?
it tonight. We're not gonna get to him anytime soon in person, so it can wait.
Well, I'll actually because that's the thing. I'm more than willing to give that to you if you want it. If you'd rather me have something prepared, I can also have that done. Why don't we come back to you with that? And actually, because we're just at about the hour and the 10 mark, why don't we take a little bit of a break now, just to get some snacks, get some water, pee, and everything. I will whip something up for Barnum, and then we can come back to this wonderful role play. That sound good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Such a great time.
Again.
Gab, you're so much fun to roleplay with. That
You're
that
so
was
good
so
too.
much fun.
You're so good. I love you.
Ah.
We love Mud.
Mud cares so much for you, dude. I literally wrote Mud will now kill/die for her.
Oh.
Mud loves everybody here. He doesn't know that that's the word for it, but he loves you guys.
Oh.
We have not had a session. We have not had a
Sorry,
session in
it's
so
just-
long where I can just go, and the machine runs itself. It feels great not to be in the driver's seat.
You get to just sit back.
We've had our foot on the gas for so long. You guys
3
haven't had any
months.
meaningful conversations.
Literally, maybe like almost 25 episodes. Like, honestly. We've been on the go in the Arbor, just like hammering it out.
Been beating down doors, but yes. Take a quick break. I'm gonna whip some stuff up for Darbs and Barnum, and then we'll be right back. Hope everybody that's watching is having a great time. We'll also do a PC art reveal, which is gonna be a super cool thing. So everybody get excited for that. We will see you guys soon. See you soon.
Woo, woo, woo. Yarhar.
You're hard. And we're back. Excellent. And before we go into anything else, how about a little character PC art reveal before we hop into the NPC roleplay, before we go deeper into the depths of the sea? Sound good?
Our
Yeah.
beautiful faces.
And just because we're not rolling that many dice this session, let's do a little bit of rollies to see who goes first.
Ah!
Ooh.
Jesus Christ.
13.
13,
I got a 19.
19,
Ooh.
15.
15, 5.
This many. I got a handful.
Okay, so Cowrie, you get to go first. Cowrie, wonderful Selkie Bard Rogue.
Yeah, Cowrie Stout.
Cowrie!
Oh, my
Cowrie!
baby.
Cowrie looks like Jim from Our
From
Flag
Our Flag
Means
Means
Death
Death.
Season 2, and
Yeah, I
that is
didn't
a
mean to.
high compliment.
It looks great.
It looks wonderful. We
It
love
looks so
Cowrie.
good. We love
This
Cowrie.
Picrew is by Crow's N, who is lovely, and we adore this Picrew so much. We use it so much.
Yes, I was
Yeah.
gonna say that at the end, but good for bringing that
Oh,
up
sorry.
now. No, not a problem at all. This is from a site called Picrew. Picrew is great. It is a bunch of artists that are able to make different creators for different characters, for whether it's fan fiction or D&D or whatever happens to be. Picrew is an excellent website, and the two creators that made the Picrews that you will be seeing here have been linked in the description. If you want to go check them out, absolutely do, and all love and praise goes to them. So, all good there. Excellent, looking fantastic. Do another little bit of rollies. Who's going next?
Oh.
Oh. 10.
10,
11.
11,
13.
13.
Yay!
Hurry, you're up,
Rolls.
standing up from your haircut and moving your hair back and forth. Your
Much haircut.
Your shoulders feel free for the first time, as this is what her looks like.
Yeah.
Air Genasi, blue hair, blue skin, scar across her face that looks like lightning.
To be fair, the scar is bigger. The Picrew just, you know,
Yeah, some options are limited, but still a wonderful creator nonetheless.
very good. We love it.
Exactly. Okay, and then Roy's between you, Mud and I mean Moss and Kate.
12.
Yeah, separate the character.
Exactly.
13.
12 and 13. And then we have Mud with some minor modifications, but Mud is
Ooh.
quite the scrungy little guy.
He's just grumbly.
My wretched little boy.
He's so
He's my
wretched. He's
scruffy
so
wuffy.
wonderful.
My bestest
Scruffy
friends.
The-
I literally
the-
showed him to one of my coworkers who also plays D&D, and the first thing out of their mouth was, "He's so sad."
Correct.
And last but certainly not least, the one who let Yorda get away. We have Olive.
Rude. Listen.
Look at her.
But look how good Olive
No.
looks.
Look how
Let
hot
this
she
man
is.
Look
fuck
how
your
literally
wife.
a smoking gun.
Smoking. We understand why Cowrie's so into Olive.
She looks
get
fucking
it.
incredible. But yes, little PC art reveal.
We should do them all together for the thumbnail.
Oh, we absolutely should.
Oh, cute.
Hell yeah, we should do that. Boop, 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 and boop.
Yeah.
Love
Now, Drew, pose. do the. Yeah, thank you.
That's
There
gonna be
you
a
go.
thumbnail. I'll put it right there.
Beautiful.
Perfect. That'll
And
buy
get
us
it.
time to get better thumbnails. But yes,
Exactly.
perfection. Wonderful. All right. So we are back now. What do we want to get out of the way first for NPC chat? Or do we want to do rollies again to figure that out?
Rollies.
Rollies again?
Rollers.
Okay, well,
Rollies.
rollies are pretty fun.
Rolly.
Rolly, rolly, rolly.
No, sorry.
No, sorry.
Natural run.
Oh,
They balance each other out. What can we say?
Exactly. I'm putting this
Exactly.
dice away.
Then,
Drop the one. Hold on.
Wait, are you ready with Cowrie's request?
yes, I am. Hold on, I want to
Oh,
make sure I got this
perfect.
correct. Yes, okay, I am ready to focus in on Cowrie. Cowrie, aboard the ramshackle, where would you like to go to use this sending scroll?
I am going to go up to the crow's nest to get better reception.
Okay, just like a 5G
Some
tower.
privacy.
Exactly, okay. Nothing but
It's a
the
satellite over the palm of the fist.
the salty wind blowing in your hair as everything is just a tad bit quieter as you hear you're able to hear seabirds cawing above you, following behind, bringing back many memories of your upbringing.
Okay. Looking out over everything, I am going to pull out one of the spell scrolls that I got from Thrill of Life, and unroll it. And I'm going to also pull out 32, Barnum's weapon, and hold it in my hands. Knows it maybe helps or something. And I'm going to I'll wrap since I can't read it, I'm gonna wrap the scroll around the sword, hold it tight in my hands, and cast Sending to Barnum. And I'm going to say, it's so hard to not count. Fuck.
Handfuls.
Handfuls. Barnum, I'm coming for you. Tangleroot. Might be some time. Don't die. Landon too. Gonna give 32 back. Miss you. Shit, I have more? Exploded Arbor.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Explode an Arbor?
Exploded Arbor.
These words, you can feel the scroll as it tightens around 32 begin to meld with the sword itself. And you get the understanding that this scroll would have been able to reach Barnum regardless of whether or not you had this sword. But because you grabbed a possession so close to him that you are now the keeper of for the time being, give me a quick Arcana check to see if this sending scroll can do a bit more than what it usually could. And I'm going to say do it with advantage because Barnum is focusing very hard to make this connection as strong as possible.
Okay.
You have your coin. You have your coin.
Thank you guys to know. So I have -1 to Arcana, right? I rolled a 2 and a 1.
Your coin. Your coin. Your coin.
I am going to flip my coin, but holy shit.
Holy shit.
Let's roll a different die.
What is
Let's roll
going
a
on
different die.
tonight? Jeez.
My god.
Our
Whew,
dice are
jeez
tired
Louise.
too.
Yeah.
For real.
17.
A 17. Oh, give me 1 second to see if I can do this very fast.
He's gonna change the music to make it upsetting.
No,
I need
Barnum's in
like
a place where there's only sunshine and rainbows.
Barnum's doing
A
so good.
big
He actually
round.
got them
So
all out. We're gonna get there and Tangleroot's gonna be good.
It's gonna be empty.
He was sent away to a
Bro,
farm
he's
in
gone.
the countryside with a
Tangleroot?
beautiful big lawn for him to run across for his rest of his days.
Tangle root, more like tangle happiness.
Send to a bar in upstate. That's what the episode has to be called when we get there. Tangle happiness.
Tangle happiness? Okay. More like tangle uproot. Okay, so...
Hey.
Kaori, as you focus in, and you focus in on 32, you close your eyes, and just as 32 begins to kind of shift in your grasp, you hold it, because again, it's a curved blade with a hilt, and you hold it not like a sword for a moment, but you begin holding it almost like a lute itself. And as you have this intense connection with the personal light of Barnum's, the connection is strengthened to where you are able to tap into your grand knowledge of music. And not only will you receive the message back from Barnum, but you're able to hear what's happening around Barnum as well. Make sense?
Yes.
I now need to change the music.
Uh-oh.
What did I say?
Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows.
So, Kaori, would you like to get Barnum's words first, or do you want to tap into his auditory environment first? Which one would you prefer?
I want to hear what's happening around him first.
The first thing that you hear is something that you have not heard in a long time. You're able to hear a slight... And on top of that, I'm not going to have you make any perception checks. You're able to hear an almost tinny music of some kind of slow strumming lute with a nice, simple drum line behind it. It's a kind of music that you've never heard before. But the closest thing that you would imagine, you heard the kind of noise from Twinkle Dreams gramophone back in Rebound, now currently Beta Farm, where you know that there's some kind of music being played on some like projection device somewhere near Barnum as he receives this. The second thing that you're able to hear is, well, listen up, Barn, I just don't know what to do with them. We got too many... They just will not stay motivated. Every day it's checking up. No, more tea, good, excellent, stop. 2 sugars, perfect. Every day it's the goddamn owl trying something. They just won't stop. What do you think I should do? You are able to hear a voice that you have not heard in weeks. And you would know this, it pierces into your mind as you're able to hear the voice of Slashclaw, who I'm going to say that you were able to hear the voice of through the portal back in the temple during the exorcism. Make sense?
Yes.
Give me another Arcana check to see if you're able to hold on enough to hear what Barnum says back to this.
Okay. I feel like all my dice are going to betray me. 4.
4? Sadly, you're not able to hear what Barnum says back to this display of frustration by Slashclaw. But what you are able to hear is Barnum's thoughts come through as a response to this crying, and you're able to hear Barnum say, there's a lot of crazy shit that you said to him, and he's not able to talk. There's more relevant things than other things, and he does know that you blew up the Arbor and wants to know what that means. But above it all, what he says back to you is, always knew you'd be okay. They're keeping me like a pet. Landing in fist. Made friends. Tiefling and owl. Planning something big. They cut off my mustache. And...
Worse than death.
Slowly and surely, as you hold on tightly, trying to focus in and keep this connection going with Barnum, this very important message crossing the threshold before slowly and surely the scratching of a record becomes louder and louder until it fades back into the crashing of waves and the whipping of wind in the sails of the ship.
I hold the sword really tight, and I'm gonna hang out up there for a while, playing not Thulf Auditor's loot, but the Dame Slayer. And to just take some time to think that over.
And as you take that time, and of course, never saying that you have to, but you do get the sense, because I don't really do attunement that much in my games, but for these godly weapons, attunement is something that you will need to do in order to not have the nuke go off again. And if at any point you would like to attune, please just let me know. You do not need to do that now, just want to always let that option be available.
If people don't mind, is it okay if I'm going to. Then after this, I play a few chords on the Dame Slayer, and I listen to them, and then I am going to put it down and take out the loot of Thulf Auditor. Look at it. And I'm going to take the stone pick out again from where I jammed it back into the body of it. And just hold it.
Careful.
Yeah, I'm being careful. I'll be careful. And I'm just going to hold it very tightly in my fist and do something that Cowrie does not do very often, which is close their eyes and sit in the quiet and focus on the loot.
Sitting in the crow's nest, with the loot kind of sitting across, holding it, and with the pick in your hand, you close your eyes and you sit in silence, and you begin to attune to Thulf Auditor the First's loot. As you do so, your vision begins to... It's like a pin. Like, imagine the blackness of your mind with, like, your thoughts obviously racing from Barnum, but between all of it with your eyes closed, there seems to be almost like a pinprick of light, of something deeper in your mind if you wish to go towards it.
I will go towards it.
As you go towards it, it begins to grow in front of you, and you begin to have a bit of a vision. And what you're able to come into, the first thing that you realize is you come to, and you're looking at a long bridge, it's a stone bridge. And at the end of this stone bridge, you look up and you see the tallest rectangular structure you've ever seen. It's the same one that you saw months ago. You're right now looking at Balar Fortress. And give me a quick perception check.
Oh, it's cocked. So close is a good roll.
You gotta reroll.
It's a 13.
With a 13, well, you're able to hear of something rumbling, but I think, Cowrie, in this moment, it's almost difficult to focus on what's rumbling because your face feels incredibly scratchy, and you're unsure why.
I sort of... Oh! I reach up and touch my face.
As you reach up to touch your face, you watch as a hand comes up. So not both of your hands, comes up and scratches your chin, essentially. And you get the sense in this moment that you're seeing a memory, a story from long past. And perhaps your decisions can slightly influence those of the past. But largely, events have already been decided. As you're able to watch as a thick, muscular hand picks up an elaborately braided beard and, like, scratches it and scratches their chin and scratches under it. And you would have to imagine right now that you're inhabiting a dwarf body in this vision.
Ooh. I touch the beard.
You keep touching the beard. A hand goes up to this person's face and begins rubbing it. As this dwarf turns away from this bridge leading to this huge rectangular structure and looks back. And Cower, you're able to see maybe 150, maybe 200 dwarves. You're able to see men and women and children, and they're all standing across the bridge outside of Balar Fortress, and they're all staring directly at you.
I look out at all of them, and I look down at the loot. And I'm going to turn back towards the fortress. And remembering the first time we went, when when we found loot strings and when the fortress seemed to react to bardic magic. I'm gonna take a look at the loot. And is it the loot that I recognize, like the Auditors loot, or is it?
You were able to look down, and without any check necessary, you realize that all of the glitz, and this is the same loot, definitely, but all of the glitz and glamour that you have of the loot sitting across your lap right now in the real world is not on this loot. This loot is simple. It is the same structure. The cords are the same, made of the same like platinum chrome, but all of the gemstones, all of the lining, that is not on it.
I'm going to look out again at all of the people who are right there. I'm going to take a deep breath and try to trust that this isn't going to hurt them, and play a chord on the lute.
You realize that this dwarven figure, having the pick in his hand, strums the lute, and you're able to look out, and with no insight check necessary, you realize that the people standing at the front of this massive group of dwarves, they seem scared. It seems like they've been crying and worried. Mothers and fathers and parents of all kinds, they hold onto their children as they look around almost scared at the outside world. And with a simple strum of a chord on this lute, the figure that you're inhabiting takes a step forward. And with another step, another chord is played. And with another, and another. And slowly, just by playing these chords, you notice the scared faces of all of these people around. Although it cannot affect how they fear in their heart of hearts, but maybe just for a brief moment, they're able to have some kind of calm wash over them with music.
I'm going to keep playing, play a little bit more elaborately, and look up at the fortress, I guess.
As you continue to play, and you look back towards the... So you basically, you're walking into the crowd, you turn back towards the fortress one last time, and you're able to watch, playing these chords, as two massive sliding stone doors collapse towards each other, shutting out the same entrance that you saw Tior go into. These doors shut completely. And as they shut completely, as you continue strumming, you are able to watch as stone lines on the doors themselves begin to and begin to vibrate with an acoustic energy. And you watch as the stone almost forms into itself, melding the pieces of stone together, magically locking this door for however long you do not know, as Balar Fortress has been sealed off.
And looking around at kind of the surrounding area, Are there any like marked differences from when we came?
The most notable thing is that the plant life has not overtaken the pathways nearly as much. It seems like this area is much more... It's still largely a forest. It's forested pathways leading from the bridge west on the island of Turnaround. But mentioning that the pathway looks mainly the same, you're able to notice that the trees are much smaller and the vines have not overtaken one another, as if you have stepped back in time.
And I am going to keep playing and keep walking through the crowd.
And as you keep walking, one foot in front of the other, you reach the end of the crowd and your eyes are able to open and you are back on the ramshackle. And you realize that through this vision, you understand, having now attuned to this weapon, you may have assumed that this magical weapon operated as two halves of the same whole. But you realize now that sitting on your lap, the lute of Tholthaudatur, that this lute, although an ancient relic, although very important to the Aturs themselves, holds no magical power whatsoever. And all of the power came from Tholthaud's skill as a bard. The pick itself.
Yeah, I'm going to... For a second, I climb up on my knees and look down from the crow's nest and look at everyone on the ship real quick and the ships around us. And screw my eyes shut and lean back and take a really deep breath. And take the pick and the lute and very delicately, very gently play the same chord that Tholthaudatur started with in the vision. And just hope really, really hard that I don't kill all my friends right now.
Because of the first effect of this magical weapon, it being your proficiency with almost all musical instruments, or with all musical instruments, I will say that you are able to perfectly replicate the chords that Tholthaudatur the First played. And in doing so, you're able to mimic it perfectly, and once they conclude, nothing really changes. And you have the thought that the chords are right, but the location needs to be changed.
Okay. And with that, I'm just gonna hang out up there for a while and keep playing and keep getting familiar with this new lute. And trying to not wince every time I go to play it.
Slowly but surely, you get the sense that now you can always unattune and go back to nuking things, but at least for right
Good to know that that's an option.
At least for right now. Just be like, fuck it!
Yeah.
Just blow shit.
Just like, well.
It's like, well. Is anybody else getting the reports of the bard that's going around and just wiping out cities?
Nuking shit.
Listen, we just need to cast Fly on Cowrie and have them fly to the center of Tangleroot and start jamming.
That will kill all the slaves as well, but regardless.
Yeah.
But in this very peaceful moment, you're able to sit in the crow's nest. Is that good?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Rollies to see who's gonna go next.
Wow.
Thank you guys for your patience, and thank you, Drew.
We're watching our
You
shows.
did so good. Watching our shows. I got a 13.
13.
I'm not going next.
Oh, no. Oh, would you get her?
14.
14. Okay, her. Where are you going? Who are you talking to?
I first want to briefly talk with Rahi personally before I talk with just like a quick chat with her and the Duke to figure out where we're going.
Would you like to chat? Would you like Rahi to come to you, or would you like to go to the Cat 5?
I'll go to the Cat 5. I haven't been.
Perfect. The Cat 5. So as you're able to, hop ships, hop into the Old Guard, hop onto the Cat 5. The Cat 5 is a galleon that has been custom fitted. It has its dark oak wood with almost no ranged weaponry in front, like almost no ranged weaponry on it. You're not able to see any like cannon hatches on the side or any ballistas obviously mounted anywhere. Rather, it seems like almost slick wood with only small portholes for the crew to stare out. Instead, from the middle section of the ship towards the bow, you are able to see thick iron plating, like almost stapled and beaten into the side, all culminating in where usually there would be a post sticking out of the bow. It has been covered in this iron to make a sharp, almost horn. And you would recognize going to again, 2 masts, it's about twice the size of the ramshackle, but you'd be able to recognize this ship is made for ramming targets, and basically in ship terminology, like, just in the ship way, grappling into them for then people to board and attack the crews themselves.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And Rahi's crew is all moving around the riggings, moving around the deck. 35 to 40 of them. Rahi kind of moving around, like hitting people on the shoulder and continuing to move. As you are able to step onto the deck for the first time in I think at this point 2.5 years, and all of the crew kind of look over to you in amazement and go silent and just look to you.
You said there's like 30 to 40 of them?
Yeah.
I give a nod to every single one.
You're able to hear a very sincere, from each and every one of them, like almost under their breath, you're able to hear, "It's good to have you back, Captain. Oh, it's nice to see you. Glad you returned. And you get the sense that these people were not only loyal to Rahi, but years ago were loyal to you as well.
Right. I'm gonna make my way into the captain's quarters.
Rahi sees you going towards the captain's quarters, and you're able to hear the of her armor clanking together and her heavy footsteps as she almost moves behind you as well.
Get you some lighter armor.
My whole thing is that I'm hard to hurt. No.
Keep walking in.
You don't even look back to her as you say that. She straight up just follows you inside.
Cool. I'd like to take a little peek around. I don't really know what it looks like in here, so.
I will say no checks necessary whatsoever. You see a pretty barren environment within the captain's quarters. There's easily enough space in here for a desk and a bookshelf and like mannequins for armor and chests for weapons and treasure and a queen-size bed most likely, but instead you see one singular cot. Off to the side. You're able to see several windows kind of latched shut in the back. You're able to see a desk almost completely covered with dust. Some drawers on the side and things like that. And underneath the desk, you're able to see a chest pushed underneath. And besides that, and several, candles basically lit, mounted to the walls, you don't see much else decoration in here.
I'll turn to Rahi, and I'll go, has it always looked like this?
No.
Do you want me to further probe with questions, or just let it go with that?
What do you want to do?
Well, I don't know. I did want... Well, what happened? Why didn't you decorate it?
I like having room for my wings. Give me an insight check.
Well, I'm gonna flip my coin. Actually, no, I'm gonna save my coin flip.
Okay.
Insight check, you say?
Yeah.
Insight. Oh, a 12.
God, Rahi is piss poor at those. You're able to look over and see, like, on the wall to your right, like where the singular cot is, you're able to notice that some of the wood on the wall looks newer than the other wood surrounding the room. And you're also able to see carved into the wooden planks of the floor, almost like indents of a bed that was much wider than the one that was there.
Got it. I think I'll I think I'll turn around to her. And as I turn around, I'd like to do a quick Arcana check on her eyes after having that conversation with Mud about the Fury.
And you may do that with advantage.
Yes. Do I want to flip my coin? Yeah, probably, just in case. All right, let's see if I get a better roll. That's a little bit better. 14.
14 is not great.
No.
You can make this check again later down the line, but let's not bog this down by you just rolling dice for 20
Let me
minutes.
keep rolling.
I can.
As you look
Do
into
it, I can do
Rahi,
it.
you look into Rahi's eyes, not whirling tornadoes, but rather drizzling rainstorms. And you get the sense that you and her are very similar. And that you most likely draw your power from the same place. But before you're able to delve any deeper than that, she goes, "You're looking at me weird. Stop."
Sorry. Mud and I, well, there's a couple things I want to talk to you about, but Mud and I were talking about.
Are you talking about me?
No, the Fury and lightning powers, which you also have, but I also have that. Yeah. Anyway, I was just looking at your beautiful eyes. I don't know. Anyway, but what I was gonna say is, we were talking about. Do you remember when I went into your fears kind of thing? We ate the crumbs. I forced the crumbs into you, but I willingly ate the crumbs. And that in the first fear memory sort of thing you had, there was like a lightning wraith. And
okay, so I can tell that you just want to move past the whole eyes comment, but we're going to get back to that eventually. Yeah, the fear state that you sent me into without me wanting it. Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, yeah, so the wraith that was in it, that wraith, we never discussed this, but that wraith was also in our friend him, who I found on the ship with me the day I reawoke. I was rebirthed into the world. Do you know anything about it, by chance? These raves?
Give me an insight check, or a nature check, or an arcana check.
My roll dice have not been good. On that one!
Hey, that means you can flip your coin.
That doesn't mean you can flip your coin immediately afterwards, though, because we're going to have to save that nat one. Yeah. You look at Rahi, and Rahi mainly focuses in on the comment about the fear. And Rahi goes, him? I don't give a fuck. The fear thing. And she looks at you. Give me an insight check.
Again?
Yes.
Another nat one!
Flip your coin!
Wait, I gotta flip.
It is not more cheese dice day. Jesus
is not.
Christ.
Wait, you got all the good rolls out for the escape.
Listen, if there was a day for us not to have a good dice day, it's today and not last week.
Yep.
Absolutely true.
So it's a 15 with the reroll.
15. Rahi is in between two minds right now. One mind is thinking, you should know what that vision was. And the other part of her is saying, this isn't Charlotte anymore, and I need to give some leeway, and I fucking hate that, and fuck this bitch. Like, it's just very, very still frustrated. And Rahi says, I'm not a big reader. I'm not big on subtlety. I think the wraith, in my vision, crazy thought, might have been a metaphor.
In what kind of sense? Like a metaphor for what? You know, usually you're comparing two different things. So what would it be? What would it be for? Him? With the metaphor? That doesn't make sense.
Shut the fuck up about him. I don't know who this guy is.
So what? We can, you know what? After this, we'll have a quick little debrief and we'll go meet him. He's great. He's a nice guy. I think he's dating someone on the cornucopia.
I don't care. Okay, cool. But don't make me laugh. I'm mad at you. I just made a maturity check for Rahi, and she got an 18.
Okay.
Rahi, she goes, and she goes and she sits on her small cot for one. She sits on it, and the entire thing creaks under her, the weight of her and her armor, as she goes, I went back to the Triple F a lot after you left. And I kept seeing that vision, and I talked to the Duke about it.
I'm glad.
The Duke thinks that my fear is never having met you and your life having been better.
Yeah, I also kind of understood that from the whole fear things, but I was talking about the wraith, but it's okay. We can discuss something else, the letter. And I do want to get back to us, but I want to quickly get over a couple things before we have a very long discussion about. And then I just show her my tattoo. I just show her the tattoo.
You show her the tattoo. She immediately goes, you, okay, she looks at the tattoo, looks at you, and goes, you said my eyes were pretty. I like your new hair.
Thank you. I don't know. I think what you said back in the tunnels about meeting Charlotte again, kind of, I don't know. I feel terrible that I can never be that person. But I'm here as somebody new who also thinks you're pretty cool and has beautiful eyes. And
Just
but
oh.
but I can't be Charlotte for you. I can be her, but I can't be Charlotte. It's just not me anymore.
Rahi realizes, as much as it's like every word is broken glass coming out of her throat, as she basically, where I'm just going to say, just acknowledging that as a blanket for the rest of the conversation, as she says, acknowledging what you said of, like, you're not her anymore, like, acknowledging that as Rahi's going to try to engage with you on that level and say, I think about Charlotte when things aren't going well, and I've even been doing that even when I've known you as you.
Well, go ahead.
No. This is a conversation, and you're gonna talk now.
No, I wanted you to finish your thought, and then I'll add information.
Fine. I know you're not Charlotte anymore. I know that. There are some, and she, like, picks up her hand. She almost like presses it into your chest and goes, there are still bits of Charlotte in you, though. Because you're a leader. And because you're smart. And because you want to talk to me.
I think there's a lot of people that want to talk to you, though. That doesn't make me Charlotte.
Brass tacks! There are so many people that don't, and I just hit them. And that's just the way it goes, and that's fine. It's very rare for me to have a group, and for some reason, your new fucking crew didn't leave me alone so far that now we're sailing together, and that's the way it is.
I think it sounds terrible, but I think the more we hang out, the more you'll slowly get over the Charlotte bit. Maybe not. Oh my god, that sounds terrible. All right. Awesome.
Rahi gets up and she walks over to the desk.
I'm about to walk out of the room real quick. I start to make a beeline towards the door, and then I stop and I'm like, can't do this. But
you're definitely not as confident as Charlotte was.
I'm working on it.
Rahi grips onto the cot, and you're able to and it's like a part of it snaps a little bit, and she goes, I'm happy to hear that you're working on yourself. And Rahi stands up and goes over the desk that's covered in dust. And give me an insight check. Give me an insight check as she pulls the chair out from underneath the desk, and then with her arm reaches underneath and pulls out the chest that was hidden in the little alcove where you would sit.
Oh, I finally rolled good. An insight 21. Woo!
You get the sense that this desk has not been used in a very long time, easily years. And you would get this... Well, first of all, just so we can all be clear, Rahi threw out the bed that you and her used to sleep together in. However, it seems like some part of her, again, not being very sentimental, not having that many pieces of memorabilia or even much decoration, could not get rid of this desk because it was your desk. And as she pulls out the chest and she kicks it and slides it over to you, she says, and it'll be the last thing that she says before she flies away for a little bit. She says,
wait, I need the note.
She looks down to the chest.
Oh, it's in the chest. Shit.
And she says, I just hope I don't know what I want to do next. I do hope that the part of you that wanted to leave is gone. And Rahi is going to walk out of the captain's quarters and leave you alone with this chest.
Sounds good. I'll open the chest.
You open this chest. You are able to see 4 things inside of the chest. You are able to see a tri-corner hat. You are able to see a very old pirate cutlass. You are able to see a dagger coiled in rope, and you are able to see a crumpled up piece of paper. What do you want to go for first?
Oh, I'm going for the note first.
Going for the note? Excellent. I'm going to send this over to you. And I'll say that Rahi opened the door but has not left, as she is able to hear the... I don't have a piece of it, but she's able to hear the paper uncrinkling, and as she hears that, she stands in the doorway and just waits to see if you have any reaction to say to her, okay?
Oh, no.
You can choose whether or not you want to read this out loud, but I'm sending this to you via Discord.
Oh, directly?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Your name is Gab.
Will I be able to make an insight on the note that I previously wrote? I'll wait till I get to
read it first, and then yes, that's passed over. Rahi looks around to the crew. As you're reading that, Rahi looks around to the crew, and there's like crew members kind of like listening in. And as soon as the door opens, they're like, pirate stuff. They kind of like run back to work. And she goes, anybody that's listening, I'm throwing you overboard.
Fuck. I really thought Maury Rack wrote this note, but now reading it, Maury Rack did not write this note, man. I think you audibly hear me go, well, fuck. And like, and I hold the fuck way too long.
She hits you with a John Wick. Yeah.
Let me read this one more time.
You really gotta go over it again? Rahi is not John Wick.
Why? What? I guess I'll just like, I'll look at the note and I'll be like, why are our friends dead? What did I do?
It wasn't even your fault. It was just a run of bad luck, bad missions, one after another. And you wouldn't stop blaming yourself.
Well, you said Charlotte had confidence, but it doesn't really sound like it. Guess we have that in common still.
Everyone has their ups and downs.
I'll take the note and I'll like put it in like a pocket or something, and I'll like start picking up everything else out of the chest to see what they do and whatnot.
Okay, no problem. Very quickly.
Yes.
I'll send this all over to you in private, by the way. The captain's hat. You pick up, this is the same captain's hat that you were wearing in your fear vision. Sorry, Rahi's fear vision, the memory of that. It is a tri-corner black pirate's hat with gold accents and parrot feathers sticking out of it. It has no magical effects, but it matches your skin tone perfectly.
Perfect.
Then, you pick up the saber. The saber... It has a curved iron blade with rigging rope wrapped around the grip and a faded golden handguard. It does have a magical effect, if you could call it that. When wielding this cutlass, you have advantage on charisma-based checks when speaking to the survivors of Superi and Trum. The sword is called the Dream Carver.
Ooh.
And the third, you are able to find that dagger wrapped in rope. You're able to see it's tightly wound, scratchy rope. It's about 15 feet of it. One end tied into a handhold and the other end wrapped around the hilt of a jet black dagger. This acts as a dagger with the same damage dice and the attack modifiers and everything. However, it can function as a grappling hook and has a 15-foot reach. It is known, as the tether.
Yes, that's so sick. Wow. I think her doesn't really have like a belt or anything. Her has a dress and then like this white almost sheer cloak, which is I forget what it's called, but it gives me the cloak of protection.
Yes.
So I think what she'll do is she'll put the hat on. I guess like she kind of like just like takes the two items, walks out, sees Rahi, and goes, well, glad I'm not like her anymore. But these are some pretty cool shit, so thank you. I shouldn't have, oh, fuck. Do you want the hat? Do you want any of this? I don't need this.
No. It's yours.
Thanks. Before you set off later, if you and the Duke could stop by with all of us and chat about what's happening next, that'd be fantastic. And I will put my hand on her shoulder, pat it, I could do can I do an insight check to see if she'd go in for a hug or if she'd be very against that?
Give me an insight check, and this is gonna have multiple things than just the hug.
Okay. Did I re-flip my dice at any point?
You know
my
what?
coin?
I'm gonna say in this moment. Hold on 1 second. I will say that Rahi will give you advantage on this insight check.
Fuck. I rolled a 2 before. Okay, that's better. Insight 19.
19.
Ooh.
Do you want the hug first or the extra information first?
Let's do the extra information first.
There is one part of the note that it seems like with Rahi, like even with her eyes, like with her body language, she wants you to bring something up to her. It's one part of the note, and it wasn't about the friends being dead. She's waiting for you to mention it.
What do you mean, if I stay, you and the Duke will... What does that mean?
She looks at you and goes, "Really?
Is that the part you wanted me to bring up?
No.
Oh, fuck.
Try again."
Was it to the queens that chose their throne?
Bingo!
Oh, I just thought maybe that was a cute little tagline we made together.
It is!
Oh. What's her throne? What was her throne, I guess.
When we started Spuff, it was you and I in the destroyed castle of the ruler of the Northern Shore. You had that blade, you made grand speeches, and you said you wanted to unite the shores again, to bring back Sailor's Pass. And you proposed.
Did I propose in front of a big crowd, or was it just the two of us?
Just us.
Okay, and can I get the insight check about the hug? Because I feel like...
She nods her head, like, backwards to say, "Come here, like, give me a hug."
Give her a hug, and I think I'll whisper to her, "I'm sorry about all of this. I feel like I shouldn't be apologizing because I don't know this person anymore, but I'm sorry that this all happened."
She's hugging you and she says, "Just so you know, I overheard the conversation before with Mud, and ships are a democracy, and the captains need to have solidarity between each other, and that's why we're hugging right now."
Insight check.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Ooh, 25.
There are more layers to this hug than that, but this is what Rahi is going to give you.
I'll just say, yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
You're not great at lying.
Get off of me. Stop it.
Alright, then I'll say just like, again, just come over later before you depart. We can figure out what you all are doing.
We'll get to that. Yeah, exactly.
Alright, see ya.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Is that good?
That's great.
Perfect. I'm very glad. We're going to cut over to, because we just had a lot of Rahi moments, Moss, we will get to you and Mud soon. But we're going to pop over to Olive and Coral and Shusuva, who's also on the ship.
Yes.
Puppy!
Your puppy. Because Shusuva's on the ship, I do want to pull Mud into this real quick. Mud, you can speak to animals, correct?
Sure, yeah. Hold on. Yeah, hang on.
It's fine if you no, it's okay if you can.
No, I can. I've done it before. I just
You
hold
don't
on.
you don't have to, it's fine.
I can do it.
Oh, well, if you're not busy, would you mind, I would like to try and talk to the Shosuva, if you would mind casting it on it.
Oh, you mean the dog? Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Druid of all time. Absolutely. Hello, puppy.
Okay, just to set the scene. You guys are actually able to go into the lower decks of the ramshackle and find Coral and Shusuva down there, and it seems that
he can fit.
yeah. Well, he had to go through the main hatch where cargo would go. He couldn't just go down like a personnel ladder. As it seems that you're able to see Coral gathering up all of the dried out meats and rations that you guys had on board as you guys go to the what would be like the stern of the ship, like in that direction, like the most wide open area, as it seems like Shusuva is laying on their side and breathing shallowly.
Hi, Coral. What's happened?
Olive, yes, the Shusuva came down here and passed out. I couldn't tell you why.
I'll go over and it still has like the.
It still has the saddle and everything on it. Yes.
I unbuckle that. I take it off immediately.
Yep.
I brought Mud. Can you talk to it, please?
Yeah, of course. I will very, very gently place my hand on, like, the side of its face. And just with, like, a gentle rubbing motion of my thumb, you see a pale spring green color fade from Mud's fingertips and sink into Shusuva, as that is the color of his magic.
Coral is gonna kind of cap that off before I get to Shusuva, and Coral goes,
oh, yeah.
Right, and assuming that it is going to wake up and it's going to wake up hungry, I decided to get as much food together as possible because this beast easily weighs several hundred pounds, and I'm not entirely sure that this thing has been domesticated completely, meaning that if it gets up, we might be its food. And so I wanted to get...
Oh, I've got that covered. Mud will cast Goodberry and will place one, hold out one in front of Shusuva.
You're able to watch very gently as like almost like a reptilian tongue comes out and goes and snakes its way around the goodberry and sucks it in. And you realize that Shusuva right now is conscious. Shusuva is just low on energy.
Yeah. No zoomies for you, huh?
You're able to hear a voice speak back to you through the Speak with Animals and goes, No.
Are you hungry?
Tired. Mind.
Is it like a
foggy?
Oh. Do you feel uncomfortable?
Need to rest. Upon waking, will hunt.
Hey, what happens, hypothetically speaking, if there isn't anything for you to hunt when you wake up? If there's food, but it's not huntable.
Meat?
Yeah?
Eat.
Would it be more fun for you if we hid the meat around the ship for you to find?
No.
Okay. Just thought I'd make sure. Chicken wing dog.
Mud and Olive can give me medicine checks on Shusuva.
Jesus Christ. 7.
We're on like dog water today.
Seriously.
21.
21?
Thank God.
Mud, as you trail your hands like across Shusuva in like a calming motion, you're able to feel on Shusuva's neck, you're able to feel a small little hole leading in. It's like a wound that has stopped bleeding but has not fully closed off yet and begin to like scab over. And with a 21, you'd realize this is a injection site.
What's your name, friend?
don't have one.
Do you want one?
Solitary species. Never thought about
I
it.
feel that. Feel that hard.
Shisuva sniffs and with keen smell goes, "We have a likeness. I will not hunt you."
Cool. Cool. I imagine we've been to some pretty similar spaces. Are you planning on hunting anybody else on this on where we are?
You mean insight check?
I wonder what they're saying.
I don't know if, I'm sure they're fine.
It seems
He's
pleasant.
touching it. He's touching it.
10.
10? Shisuva doesn't respond and just says nothing. And you get the sense that that is not a positive answer.
Hey, buddy.
Hmm?
My dear friend. Let's... I will... My melatonin is kicked in, so I'm fucking chill as shit right now. Let's cool it. Listen, I understand better than anyone about needs and feeding and instinct. But we're on a level right now, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Don't do that shit here, or you're gonna get your shit kicked in, okay?
You hear an honest answer from Shisuva as Shisuva goes, "I listen to the one with the whistle."
Okay, cool. Hey, Olive, tell Puppy he can't hunt, okay? He's gonna eat somebody otherwise. Not me, though, because I smell bad, but... Just
Okay.
letting you know.
Well, I can't talk to him.
The one with the whistle says you can't hunt, just so you know. I just talked to her.
Oh, goes, "Seems kind of strange that it's not coming from her and coming through you to me, but okay, I trust you."
I try to blow the whistle in a sense that says don't hunt.
You mean animal handling?
Can I give her advantage? Can I give her
please.
advantage?
Please.
Because I'm talking to this guy.
Yes, I will say with advantage, yeah.
Okay. Animal handling,
Yeah.
15.
15? Shisuva goes, "Okay, I will not hunt, but also
You'll be
I will
fed."
not sit."
Ooh, some malicious compliance. I'm into it. Okay.
No,
He's not.
that was just an
oh.
immediate command that I received, and I'm not going to sit.
Oh.
But I'm also not
Oh,
going to
oh.
hunt.
Okay. Great. Cool. I'm really proud of you, buddy. We'll figure out a name for you as time goes on. We'll let you pick it, alright?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but understand,
Um,
if I get hungry, commands, they will not stop me.
That's valid. Hey, Olive, don't let it go hungry.
Of
Oh, sorry,
cour-
hang
of
on.
course
What
not.
are
Of
your
course not.
pronouns?
Hmm?
Are you he, him? Are you they, them? She, her?
I am unsure of the concept.
So when I say good boy, does that feel better than good girl? Or good doggy?
If I can level with you, I can rock with anything, really.
Hell yeah. Oh, just by the way, our puppy uses all pronouns.
Okay.
Cool.
He said what?
Did you have any Did you have any questions? Sorry.
Yes. Yes, I
got
yes.
lost.
No, it's. I honestly wish I could do that. Well, yeah, please. I I like blow the whistle a couple times to like convey like we're not gonna let you go hungry.
Give me an animal
Just
handling.
like-
You're trying to get animal handling with disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Yeah.
Wait. Can I give advantage to even it out?
Yeah, sure. Flat roll. Yeah. What'd you get?
Well, I rolled a nat 20 and a natural 1, so what do you want me to take?
I'll say it's the nat 20 out of those two.
Yay!
You see like the Shasuva's ears flap a bit. Again, massive multi-100-pound dog, enough for Olive and Coral to ride, like a saddle, almost the size of a horse, as Shasuva goes, like, not responding to you, Mud, but goes, understood.
Great. I will.
Are you like writing down all these commands as you do them?
I will learn how to use this. I'm figuring it
Cool.
out as I go.
Awesome.
Can you ask him what he thinks of the name Temperance?
Hell yeah. Hey, pup, how do you feel about the name Temperance? For you to be called that.
First of all, I am not a pup. I am of mating age. What does temperance mean?
What does temperance mean, Olive?
I don't know exactly, but it was something an old friend liked to be called, or wanted to be called when things were scary.
I translate that.
I am a friend.
Fuck yeah.
You may call me Temperance.
Hey,
Great.
just so we're gonna start this mantra and we're gonna work on it, alright? We're friends, not food.
Not food yet.
I will make sure you are well fed enough that you will not need to eat anybody.
As long as I am fed, I will not eat you, people.
The good berry makes you feel satiated and gives you enough nourishment for one day.
But what of tomorrow? And we're gonna
I
trail
can
away
make-
from that conversation from there.
Sorry, I didn't mean to take
You are
over
trying to
your-
not
No,
let
no,
the
no.
big dog hunt. I don't know how well that's going to go.
Let the big dog
Let the
hunt.
big dog
I-
hunt.
Her sacrifice
What?
the cleric
What?
for this dog that's gonna
Yes,
eat
you
my
did.
Rightfully
dog.
so.
You did.
You're gonna eat
This
this
You now have the
Fluid
bag man
puppy.
and this dog.
They're gonna be
This
best
dog
friends.
uses all pronouns.
Okay.
Wait, do you think we could ask the bagman for food to give to to Temperance?
No,
Oh,
he
okay.
Bagman does not give. He only take.
You only take.
He only takes.
Coral,
no give.
Coral puts an arm around you and goes, I have not an earthly clue what that was about, but it seems like it went well.
I got bits and pieces. Mud, thank you. I think we should let Temperance rest. Coral, can I talk to you for a brief moment?
But of course.
I believe we're sailing back home.
After so much time in the city, I'm alright with that.
Okay. Did Pearl or Mother and Father tell you anything before you came to the Battle of the Bards?
Needless to say, I didn't tell him that I was going. But I would assume that they're probably going to be on their way home. But we do have
Right.
a good head start on them because the chain is down. And before that, until that's repaired, they're not going to be going anywhere.
Right, no, I meant like before you were even considering going to the Battle of the Bards, if you saw them, if you... During the Full Moon Festival, did they say anything to you about something that happened?
In all honesty, not much was said. But they kept your bed turned down and your room cleaned in case you came back.
Well, that's nice.
Give me 1 second here. I'm just gonna make a quick luck check. And they knew that I was more out amongst the populace than the rest of the family. And they said if I ran into you to make sure, if you weren't willing to come back with me, that you were healthy and that you weren't injured.
Well, I did get very injured. But that's not on you. That was literally part of the situation.
That was I was gonna say we could have blamed Cowrie up there, but we couldn't have because
No.
you completely resisted. No, you didn't. Like even if we were going to, which I'm not, you completely resisted things that were throwing hundreds and hundreds of people into the air. I'm amazed.
We're not blaming Cowrie.
I'm not. That was a bit of a poor joke, and I apologize.
It's all right. And thank you. You withstood it as well, which I'm not surprised by.
I just kind of hid behind the dog, but yeah.
That helps, and it was very smart to leave these barrels out. We can go fishing as well on the journey to make sure everyone's fed, and that Temperance is fed.
I got berries.
I think we should be talking to Rahi, because I'm not entirely sure how much this creature needs to eat per day, and if Mud ever becomes incapacitated for any reason, we might run out of food very quickly.
This is true. She probably understands this a lot better than I do.
But that's for another day.
Exactly. I think the first thing first, we should let this animal rest. After our business is done back home, would you consider coming with us along the rest of the journey?
Give me a persuasion check.
Ay. Flip my coin.
Okay.
11.
How does this sound? Let's get back to the grip aisle and let's have a nice hot meal and sleep in feather beds, and we can talk about it in more detail then.
All right.
But I will say, Olive, before anything else, seeing you know, from what I could see from in between the dog's ribs, that green light you cast, that was beautiful.
It was just instinct.
You have good instincts.
I know.
I should have expected you were going to say that. And walks away. Is that good?
Yes.
Okay.
I give Shasuva some pats as he sleeps, and I leave a barrel next to him.
You guys also realize that you have, like, these are like ancient dried meats, because you guys never bought food for the ramshackle at all, even before we started this stream. And so you guys have enough like rations for maybe one day.
We'll
maybe
figure it out.
Yeah, you'll figure it out. It's all right.
We'll figure it out.
Berries.
Most of us are amphibious. We can go fishing.
Very true.
Yeah.
I got berries.
Fishing montage.
Fishing
I got
montage.
10 berries a day.
And then I think, and if we have the energy for it, because we've been going for about 2 hours and 40 minutes at this point, we're getting close to 11. Moss, would you want Mud to talk to Doug tonight? Or we want to save that for later?
Doug was the shorter of the two conversations. It's whatever, dude.
Do you want to talk to Rahi? Is there the energy enough for one more little round of RP?
I do have. Actually, I would like to do a fun thing with Mud and his druid subclass, if that's.
You absolutely may. Go right ahead.
Okay, so as we've gotten our rest and all that stuff, and Mud had this conversation with her, and it made him feel very it made him feel in a lot of different ways. And Mud throughout the day just like getting like these weird like hot flashes, and these his vision would blur and he'd shake his head and he'd be fine. And he knows theoretically he cannot get a fever, but that's what it feels like is happening to him. And so through like halfway through the day, I think like him or somebody else is like, go lie down, you idiot, go lie down. And I think Mud falls asleep super duper quickly, and he has a very special dream. I need to turn the music down, because my brain can only handle so much stimulus.
So much stimuli right now. There's so much. Calorie, stop playing so loud. Mud's having a moment.
What?
What? Can't hear you all the way up here.
Is Mud cuddling Temperance?
Sure, why not? It's less of a cuddle and more of like he just fell asleep next to him. So like, because I'm sure Temperance would be like, no. Hey, Temperance.
Yeah.
Can we cuddle?
No.
Okay. But Mud has only ever, since he woke up and escaped Tangleroot, he's only had one dream and one dream only, and it can be more so called a nightmare. And we can talk about that later, but this is the first night in months, in like 6 months, that he's had a different dream. And in this dream, he is lying on his back. There are fireflies all around him. There's this beautiful moment of peace as he looks up and sees stars overhead. And he can't turn his body to look. And so he doesn't see the face of the other person next to him, but he sees an arm cross over his vision and point out the constellations above him. And a voice in his ear asks him, "What do you think it means?" And I think Mud takes a moment, and right before he wakes up, he can feel it slipping away from him, but right before he wakes up, he blinks and just says, "It's freedom." And Mud will wake up on his back at, like, during the night, after like everybody's gone to bed, but he'll wake up on the deck of the ship on his back, looking up into this clear dark night, and will suddenly shriek a little bit because he is glowing. His body is glowing. His joints are these big glowing points of light with glowing lines connecting them, as if he himself is a constellation, as Mud's druid subclass is Circle of Stars.
Oh, very cool, very cool.
That's super cool. And
There you go.
And with that beautiful, wonderful moment, after a session of incredible role play, very lax. I think that's where we're going to end tonight's session. That sound good?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yes. And
Darn.
yes, well, ladies and gentlemen, are we all having a good time?
Yeah.
Yes, and yes. Slower session, a good start to the second arc of the Palm and the Fist. Getting all that wonderful role play out of the way before we hop into it next week with a little bit more traveling of the seas and also seeing where you want to send everybody, where you want to send Rahi and the Duke. Some wonderful information received about Rahi and Charlotte's relationship. And sparks are flying between Olive and Cowrie.
Yes,
and we love to see it.
Yes.
And also Mud getting in touch with his druid side. And getting in touch with Shasuva. And Cowrie having a little bit of a vision, to something of the past.
Ooh.
Fun. Yes, it feels very nice. We've not had a session like this in so long, and it feels so good.
So good.
And next week, I think we're going to pick up the pace a little bit. Like, it's going to be a little bit more structured, but I wanted to give you... What's up?
No.
Well, I wanted to give you guys at least one session of space just to go, who do you want to talk to? What do you want to do? After such an intense...
I'm not done yet.
After such intense exiting? Yeah, but we can't just have 10 sessions, you guys just making Rahi and her hug more. So...
Why not?
But like we could.
Not with that attitude.
It's our soap opera. We got Olive and Cowrie and Rahi and her.
That is true. We got some slow burns up in here.
I was about to say it's a race to who can get together slower.
True.
No. Mud will win all of that because he's not even.
You can't win by not playing.
He hasn't left the starting line. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. He's still. It's like that one Rick and Morty thing where it's like the Super Bowl previews where it's like instead of it being like the pre-game to the game, it's like, oh, they're waking up the players in the hotel. Like it's so far back. It hasn't even begun yet. Oh, that is very funny. But yes, I think that is what we're going to call it for tonight. But once again, thank you so much to the Forge of Lore crew, Steve and Emmy. We do appreciate you guys stopping by. We appreciate all of your help, Emmy, with all of the frames, Steve with all the OBS stuff. And we appreciate anybody that's watching this. Thank you for coming to the table. We love and we appreciate you. And we hope to see you on the next one. Much love, guys. Have a wonderful evening. Peace out.
Yar har!
Yo ho!
Yo ho!
Yo ho!